Hey there, and welcome. We all eat. It's something we do every single day, often without even thinking about it. But what if that simple act, that mindless habit, could be turned into something, well, profound? Today we're going to explore a really powerful idea called the mindful harvest, and it's all about how to truly savor your food.
So, let me just ask you this. When was the last time you truly tasted your food? I mean, not while you were watching TV or scrolling through your phone or thinking about work, but actually, genuinely tasting it. It's just so easy to eat on autopilot, isn't it? But what if there's a better way? Well, the solution to eating on autopilot is this concept called mindful energy. And at its core, it's really just the art of paying attention. And trust me, it's a lot simpler than you might think.
So, what is mindful energy? It's exactly this. It's the state where your mind is fully aware of what you're doing, right as you're doing it. This isn't some complicated, mystical state. It's simply about bringing your full attention to this moment, right here, right now, whether you're taking a walk, writing an email, or, like we're talking about today, eating a meal. And this comparison just lays it out perfectly. On the left, that's autopilot mode, right? You're physically eating, but mentally you're at the office. Your mind is completely disconnected from the action. But then you look to the right, the mindful approach. The only thought is, I am eating. That simple shift, just going from a wandering mind to an aware mind, that's the entire game. It's the switch that unlocks everything else we're about to talk about. So, how do we actually do this? How do we put this into practice? Let's go from the big idea to a real action with a super simple exercise, focusing on just the very first mindful bite.
The whole practice really does start with just one single bite. First, you just acknowledge what you're doing. You can even think the words, I am putting this fruit in my mouth. Next, your only job is to stay present. If your mind starts to wander off, you just gently bring it back. And finally, you chew with awareness. You pay attention to everything, not just the taste, but the texture, the temperature, the whole sensory experience. That's it. It's really that simple.
And this is where a simple practice starts to become something pretty profound. Because when you really truly focus on that one bite, it stops being just a piece of fruit. It becomes a key that unlocks the entire story of how it got to you. So let's follow that story for a minute. Let's just use an apple as an example. Imagine you're holding one right now. You're not in a rush to eat it, you're just looking at it. The idea here is that if we give just a few moments of real, genuine attention to this apple, something kind of incredible starts to happen. With that focus, you start to see beyond the surface. You can almost see the tiny seed where this whole thing began. And in your mind's eye, you can see that seed growing into an orchard with the apple tree under warm sun and a clear blue sky. And then you start to see the people. You see the farmer who planted that tree, who cared for it through all the seasons. And you see the picker, whose hands carefully chose this exact apple, starting its journey from the branch all the way to you. And this just brilliantly illustrates the final piece of the puzzle. Our minds can actually grasp all the other conditions. The rain, the soil, the person who drove the truck, the grocer, this whole invisible network of effort and circumstance that brought this one piece of fruit into your hands.
And this is the crucial point, right here. When you see all of that, it's not just an apple anymore. It's the end result of a huge story of effort. And taking a bite suddenly becomes an act of gratitude, a way of acknowledging your own small but really important part in that whole story.
This whole realization, that is the mindful harvest. It's this deep understanding that just comes from paying attention. It's discovering our connection to the entire world, and it's hidden in something as simple as our food. And you know what? That's an awareness you can carry with you long after the meal is over. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. The next time you sit down to eat, even if it's just for one bite, what will you discover? What orchard, what sky, what story is waiting there for you in your next meal?